Hello YouTubers, this is a video about current events that are happening today, and of course today is a significant day. But as far as what the Illuminati's doing, just watch your freaking news today. I mean, it's pretty clear what their plans are. Today is June, let's just start off here. Today is June 6, 2008, and of course 2 years ago, it was 666, and a lot of Hollywood, of course, was behind, putting out a lot of evil stuff again. Like, just when things were getting cleaned up, they put the Omen out and stuff. And then they started going back to, for a while, I remember between like 2005 2006, Bush, when they were starting to censor stuff. And then they started putting out all this pornographic stuff again, even like Hollywood movies with violence, killing, murdering, all that stuff. And also music too and stuff, because, this organization that is run by the government believes in Satan. And I just wanted to say, though, that it's very real. And gas prices today, I was watching, they're trading now at a record high, 139 a barrel. They went up $12 nearly. And they said that a lot of jobs, since the start of the year, I guess 49,000 jobs were last month in May. Over 349,000 jobs pretty much up to date this year have been lost, which is a new record too. And I'll tell you another thing too that's significant about the state is, Harry Chaplin. I was listening to Steve and Harry Chaplin, and today is actually the anniversary of D-Day. June 6th, happened back in like 1944. June 6th, the 60th anniversary or something like that. June 6, 1944 it was. And of course today is June 6th too. And of course Ronald Reagan a few years ago died on the same day, and the newspaper acted like, oh, he died of natural causes. Wouldn't it be something though if really the Illuminati secret society made him die that day solely so they, because they like to pass certain events on certain days. And I mean, look at these people. I mean, just watch CNN now. I'm going to show you this little clip here, and I'm going to turn up my TV. This is how bad things are getting here. I just want you to see this. Of course, shaved bald head. This guy has, a sign of a Satanist self, anything that's shaved.
European central bank said yesterday that it will increase its interest rate in the near future. That usually means that money goes into European currencies, the euro, the dollar dropped. And an Israeli official made a comment today that conflict with Iran is unavoidable. That, of course, Iran controls 1/4
of course, Iran,
the Strait of Hormuz. Morgan Stanley's oil analyst said that oil will hit $150 by July 4th, mainly.
Of course, all the speculation.
Has been growing.
Bush wants to go to war. Mabus is prophesized in the Bible. This stuff isn't made up. I just want to let you folks also know, this coming Jesus returning, it's very real. It could happen anytime soon. And I was also going to say this isn't made up, and they're pushing through the one world agenda, like I said, through energy, the environment, and education. They use energy, our schools, the environment, and stuff to brainwash, especially the kids, And passing, like Reverend Wright says, too, they also pass 3 strikes laws, They build prisons, concentration camps, just like New Orleans, Basically, I've heard the story, that might be true, I believe it could be, where they blew up the levees, so the flood would happen, and then they came in there evacuating people out of their houses. I mean, that's what they're trying to do now, So they tax your wife, and you have to pay an income tax, and since 1913, the Jewish elite, setting up the big banks, and I was listening to Harry and Steve Chaplin too, and they were talking about how the UN, is behind it. And if you think of it, the Democratic Party, this is why I'm urging people they shouldn't vote, because they say you're unpatriotic if you don't, but I got to tell you something, that's bullshit, because that's the nationalist way of thinking. It's basically a two-party system. It's corrupt. That's why you see all these weird numbers. You think your vote really matters? I tell you one thing, it doesn't. Look at what the courts can do and stuff. I mean, computerized elections, they already showed on Fox basically how they can reverse them. Look at and watch American Freedom, the fascism, for an example of that. And I mean, the UN organization, they work with satanic influences, because they want total control over everybody and ultimately your soul. And there it is, 139 again a barrel. It's very scary, but yeah, what they want is they want ultimate control over your soul, and they use energy and the environment, education, but. The Democratic Party is the modern-day communist party, basically. They promise you this and that and stuff, and then they tax you to death. and stuff, you know, even though they have all kinds of stuff out there, slut stuff and stuff. And then the Republican Party is, they're the control party more, they're the socialist party. Like, they buy into the liberal ideas, but they basically want total control, just like George Bush, you know. That's why they set up Homeland Security, you know, to break the Constitution of the United States of America, and this and that, you know, to take away your rights specifically. So I was just going to say, you know, everything's pointing to the return of God. And another thing that's to be debated, I got to tell you something, I'm starting to wonder now, because, you know, 2005, I was watching this one guy, he doesn't believe in a pre-tribulation rapture. I've always kind of believed in it, and I'm very open-minded, though. I really believe Jesus is returning, though. That's the thing that's the most important, but you got to watch out for the Antichrist, too. But at the same time, you know, I'm starting to wonder that maybe, what if there's really no such thing, and there's tribulation, I believe, but what if there's no such thing as a pre-tribulation rapture? Because, I mean, look at 2005, what happened, you know, and I mean, here in 08, you know, you had these Oklahoma, I watched the 40,000 people, I guess, lost stuff because of tornadoes and stuff, and then, you know, a couple weeks ago, you had Missouri, Minnesota, and then you had Tennessee, you know, during Super Tuesday back in, like, February, you know, the moon turning to blood and stuff, you know, signs from the heavens. I was going to say, because, you know, if you think of it, the thinking that some of these guys like Lindsey, I like Jack the Nippy, love him and stuff, you know. It doesn't say the word rapture anywhere in the Bible. It just says it'll lead you from the hour of temptation. And I'm not trying to sound like, you know, a hypocrite here, but, you know, like I said, this is to be debatable. And that's what it all comes down to. And, you know, I'm thinking that maybe there isn't a pre-tribulation, because, you know, that kind of thinking is the same thinking of, as far as, like, in the schools, for example. You know how they give, you know, U.S. citizens, they basically don't give free ride educations, but they give foreigners a select few, you know, this and that. You know, I mean, God's a loving God, and He has wrath and stuff, but, I mean, why would He just take one group of people who are sinners just like you and me? You know, you and me are sinners too. If you think of it, you know, Jesus is the only person who walked the world clean and stuff. And, you know, none of us are saints. And, you know, I was just thinking, you know, the Book of Lamb, Book of Life, there's select people who are written in it, you know. Wouldn't it be something, though, if there was no such thing as a pre-tribulation rapture, such as people like Jack the Nippy and Lindsey have been preaching for years, and Pat Robertson, that, you know, they're going to be left behind here also, you know, and there's going to be no such thing as the left behind. And, you know, because if you think of it, that's the way the elite likes to think, too, you know. It's only a select few who deserve this and that. That's why they raise taxes, and they're run by Satan-worshipping people. And, you know, I really believe this stuff, though. I was watching the Light and Body Church of Christ here on YouTube. They're very good, too, Philadelphia. And I was watching this thing about deception of the rapture. And, you know, I gotta tell you, it really makes a lot of sense to me, you know, how the Europeans and the white Caucasian race, I'm white myself, you know, made changes and stuff, you know, to modern day Bible, and left some things out, you know, and stuff, and with the catechism and stuff, you know, being stuff left out of the Bible, certain things. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, it makes a whole bunch of sense to me, you know, that maybe there isn't, because, you know, that's the way of thinking of, oh, select few, you know, not loving your brother and stuff, that you're going to be able to escape these events too. Well, I'm telling you, here in 2008, I think maybe right now we're starting the tribulation as of this month. I think that maybe this date could be the significance of it. And, you know, 2015, I've heard, you know, because of the moons and stuff. But maybe there is no such thing as a pre-tribulation rapture. And, you know, leave me some comments on it, though. I'm open to ideas as far as what you think. I'm 50-50 on it. I tend to lean more towards that there is a pre-tribulation rapture. But I'm starting to think now, though, after being educated more, that maybe there isn't at the same time. So I just want to tell you what you think. I heard Judeo-Christian lies, all that stuff, you know, because it makes sense to me. I mean, you know, we're all created equal, you know, under the sun, you know, and no one is better than one other person. I mean, we're all sinners. Some people choose not to worship God. It's a choice of free will. And, you know, the whole mark of the beast thing and stuff, you know, maybe everybody is going to have to live through it, you know, and it's about the decisions you make, you know, and God's coming at the trumpet, and the dead are going to be resurrected, you know, the 144,000 Jews, you know, and stuff. Maybe there's going to be no such thing, you know, because I watched this thing and it's very interesting. The Light and Body Church of Christ, if you want to go to it, you can type it in here on the site. It's called the Deception of the Rapture videos. I watched them. It's very interesting. And, you know, it talks about how at the beginning, you know, when Christ was crucified, there was like an earthquake when He rose, you know, a resurrection, and how since then people have been having tribulation, and then at the end, God's going to come back and set His kingdom here up on earth. But basically there's going to be a 7-year tribulation too, but maybe there's no such thing as left behind. That's a thing that was added. So I just want to see what everybody thinks, and, you know, we must be diligent and pray and try to change our ways to the best of our ability. So hope you enjoyed this video, and may God bless you. Bye.